Good morning, guys. We're out checking the Meroca front brake. Haven't done the rear brake yet. That's my next project. Got the front brake going on. I still have to work on the micro switch, the cutoff switch. So I got two projects left, the back brake and the micro switches. But the front brake is feeling great. The contact patch on the rotor is really looking sweet. I got the caliper down just in the sweet spot of the rotor where it's not touching the top and it's not too deep on the bottom. Right in the middle of the rotor. Really liking that. Really liking the brake feel. The brake feel is really nice. Just a little bit of pressure and pulls you right down to a stop. Very easy to modulate from a little to a lot. You don't have to squeeze it heavily, but you just squeeze it gradually and you get a nice modulation. Nice brake control. So the brake feel is great. Give it a little bit of pressure. I'm going to try one finger here. A little hard with one hand, but yeah, brakes work good. Okay, we accelerate. Hit the brakes, front brake only. Nice. That's only with one finger, guys. We'll do that again. Starting from a little further back. Now that squeak is the back brake, not the front brake. Okay, here we go. Accelerate. One finger, one finger. Oh, that's nice. Nice braking action. I haven't done the rear brake yet, but we got the front brake going on. Checking out the contact patch on the rotor. Getting the shoes, the pads seated in, bedded in. They're bedding in really nice. This is the Meroca sitting there in its final resting place. Now, if you can see the contact pattern, the witness mark on the rotor, it is beautiful. Nice and shiny, nice in the middle. You got the contact right coming down to the bottom and going up to the top. So the pads fit really, really nice. I couldn't ask for anything better. I had to move the caliper down a little bit so it would miss the top of these and get right in the middle. So the witness mark is right there. What a nice morning out this morning. Bedding in this Meroca brakes. Getting them all seated in. Really pleased with the front brake. Stops really nice. Sorry about the noise, guys. Ran into a few fitment issues with the brake. I had to get a 1mm spacer and space the rotor out 1mm. That wasn't a big deal. A little bit of research on YouTube showed me there was a spacer available. Somebody else had it when they put in their mechanical hydraulic hybrid brake calipers. So it looked good for me, so I ordered one. Space that rotor out 1mm. Picked up some longer bolts at Home Depot for the caliper to the mount. Gave me a little more bite. Got that caliper sitting right down where I wanted it. And it is hitting the rotor beautiful. I couldn't ask for a better fit on that rotor. Now these calipers are very wide, so they run really close to your spokes. So you do need to space it out 1 millimeter. And then it's critical on your brake adjustment because you can adjust it too close to the spoke. I had a couple spokes that were touching yesterday, but all I had to do was adjust the caliper. Now I've got probably 8 miles on this caliper today, just this morning, with no issues. Very quiet, no contact with anything. The pads aren't rubbing. The pads aren't rubbing and the brakes are quiet. I did get a little bit of squeal when I was just pulling into the driveway this morning, but they're not fully bedded in yet. I noticed after I made a few runs, the more runs I made, the better they were sticking to the rotor, the better they were grabbing. Once it lays down a little bit of material off of that pad, the material gets transferred to the rotor, and you don't have such a smooth rotor. You have some contact material on there from your pads. Then your brakes really start working good. Now what's really nice is the effort to apply the brake. Now what I noticed with the mechanical calipers is you have to squeeze really hard, which that's not an issue, but to modulate between low and high, you don't have as much control as hydraulic. They both work, they both get the job done. One just has a more premium stopping ability. This 4-piston caliper is like the Brembo of brakes. I'm not saying that Meroca is the best quality or the worst quality. This is my first experience with Meroca, but I am pleasantly pleased with my experience. So I still have to work out my cutout switches. I got an idea for them. I don't think it'll be that hard of a deal. It's kind of fun working on things, tinkering with things. Please hit like and subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one.